welcome back to Crazy Love or Nothing podcast. And I want to talk to you about something that happened is inspired by one of my clients. And I feel like you may have gone through something similar. And so this is going to shine a light and truly help you deeply, okay? And so as my whole method, right, about showing up and it's all about opening being vulnerable, having your heart on your sleeve, but also navigating it with intention and learning how to discern who's right for you and who's not. And so if you are, for example, swiping on the apps and someone says, oh yeah, I am wanting a long-term relationship, marriage, whatever, and then you're in the chat with them and you're talking to them and you're asking, like, what are you looking for? Which, by the way, if you're not asking that, make sure you're asking that. And they're like, yeah, I'm looking for this too, for my forever person, whatever. Then make sure you're watching what they do after. It's not just what they say and oh my gosh, perfect, happily ever after. Let's not rush it. We are communicating, we're listening with an open heart. We're not going to assume people are lying. We're going to be like, okay, let's keep connecting, keep asking questions. They went on a date. Things went super well, super nice. They went on a second date. Everything was awesome. They're connecting. They're talking about real things, talking about real dreams, their work and their vision for what they want, talking about family and kids and that. So things are going really well. But, she's not rushing the physical. And so on the second date, nothing happens. And then, physically, no kiss, nothing like that, right? And he makes a comment, after the second date, he says, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think, something about them not working out. And he was going to cancel the third date they had planned. And he said, you're so nice, but I don't think that, you're going to find someone that's really good for you, but I don't think this is going to work. And she's like, oh, where's this coming from? So I kind of guided her through that conversation to be curious, where it's coming from and what's happening. And he said, when I said I was going to take you to an Italian restaurant, you looked at the menu, you complained about the burger. He was kind of so that alone, by the way, I feel like him not communicating at the time is very immature. And, I feel like it requires a lot of emotional intelligence to be with someone and date them and them not rushing and jumping to conclusions and ending things right away because, oh yeah, she's like, why does this, menu have a burger that's Italian? And she's trying to be funny and she's Italian and he's Italian too. And they're supposed to be laughing about it, but he makes it a bigger deal, but he also says, oh, when I sat next to you to take a picture, you didn't want me sitting next to you. My love language is physical touch. And you don't even feel comfortable having me near you or something. So you know what? I kind of understand that, right? And I like that he's communicating it. What I don't like is that he is ending it before he communicated his concerns. So that is a massive gap, right? And so we navigated it okay, wait a second. Why, he didn't tell her any of this, right? And he then said, if, you don't if you're the type to if you want to wait until you get married to have sex, that's great, but it's not for me. So he's now jumping to conclusions. She doesn't feel comfortable sitting next to him or having touch. And he's thinking she's wanting to wait to get married. So I feel what is happening? He's just assuming all these things and jumping to conclusions. And so then she says, we write a message together where she's actually that's not at all what I'm about. How I feel. I'm not about waiting till marriage for sex, but I am about taking things slow, being intentional, and leaning in to see if there's a real emotional connection. Are we aligned? Do we really know each other before getting physical? And is that how does that work for you? If not, it's okay. She's just laying it out. And he was oh my gosh, I love that. So, thank you for telling me that. and I really respect that, and I love, so he totally respected the fact that she likes to take things slow. And so then he's saying that, so like, okay, so now they're communicating. I'm proud of her because she's being emotionally mature, a lot more mature than him, because he kind of jumped the gun and jumped to conclusions and assumed a lot of shit. So I feel like this whole example is so good for you guys to just like learn from these little things, these little details, because I think it happens a lot in the dating world. And people hear things, people see things, and instead of like asking questions, they're jumping to conclusions, right? So then they're like having the best time again, like in the chat, like they're good, and they go on a third date. And they're on this third date, having an amazing time. Like all 3 dates have been very well thought out. And he's so sweet, like whatever it seems like, right? And then she decides to kiss him. Like, okay, awesome. Like they have a nice kiss, and he's like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet, everything's great. But then listen to this. He texts and afterwards and says, that kiss was amazing and all this stuff, and they're chatting, but then he mentions a tub, like a hot tub, and I want to get a hot tub in there, and we can have personal time. And I'm like, wait, what? Like this guy is leaning heavily into sex. Like this guy is not about, like, she already communicated to him that she wants to take things slow, and he's immediately talking about getting personal time and hooking up practically, right? And the thing is that on that third date, he said, like, let's get rid of our dating profiles, like, let's like lean in here and whatever. But then his talk about, this hot tub and this pool, and I'm like, mind by, like that feels so gross. That part feels so gross. What's crazy too is that he also, like, she requested him on Facebook and he denied her. And I'm like, that's a bye-bye moment too. Like, understand, you guys, it takes one action. It speaks volumes, like that kind of action. Like him saying, oh, when you said this, then this, like there's so much gray area that I feel like you need more clarity, right? I'm like, okay, let's proceed with caution and let's, see who he really is. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But then when he outright talks about personal time, insinuating sex, right? And then and then he denies your Facebook friend request, right? I'm like, what are you hiding? What are your intentions? I don't trust you. And I'm not going to wait around and give you any benefit of the doubt, because this is showing me already that you're not aligned to what I want. So it might buy. But then what happens is he says, oh, someone died in the family. He needs to go. Either way, he ends up like ghosting. And I feel like, wait. Then after he ghosts her, she's then telling me the details of the hot tub conversation, the Facebook requesting. I'm like, wait. We're always supposed to get socials from the beginning. By the way, take note of that. So before your first date even, be like, oh my God, let's trade socials. Like if you're not comfortable giving socials out before the first date, what are you doing going on a date with the guy? Do you know what I'm saying? So like, it's okay to get each other's socials. And I want you to, so you can learn a lot about them and see who they are, right? The point is, I feel like I'm all about giving people grace and benefit of the doubt, right? But I'm also about going slow and being intentional. So it's a skill and it's like an art. So it's hard to be like, it's step 1, step 2, and do this and do that. It's like, oh, but when you're in it, there's all these nuances. Right? So I love being in the trenches with my clients because they tell me every little detail. My client, this one, she held off on the hot tub thing and then told me about the Facebook thing after he didn't call her or some shit like that, before like the 4th date they were going to have. And I'm like, wait, what? And so as I start probing and asking questions, then she's telling me all these things that are happening. And I was like, oh, that's a bye-bye moment, or that was a bye-bye moment. And the reason why that's important, I want you to understand, sometimes when guys ghost you, right, there's already red flags and reasons for you to not ghost. By the way, I never like people ghosting anybody, but for you to say, this isn't the connection I'm looking for, bye-bye. Okay, so like this is so important. At the end of the day, I don't want you to be in that situation where you're like, oh, like feeling a type of way because you got rejected, right? But in essence, you guys are not aligned, and I'd rather you see that first. And so at the end of the day, there is like no regret. Like honestly, out of this whole situation, I want you to hear this. I was so proud of my client because she showed up in such a beautiful, like mature, amazing way. And by the way, when I first started working with her, trust, and she said this, like I would never have handled it this way. And so like for her to be patient, to be curious, to ask questions, like the way that she was navigating was amazing. She did everything right. I think that, giving him space to show who he is, that's why I always tell you don't rush the physical, because you needed time to see how their actions align with their words. And so when fourth date was coming around, guess what? He didn't show up. The guy was obviously looking for like a hookup, and she wasn't gonna do that, and that's all it is, right? And so bye. Does that mean all guys are like this? Absolutely not. Like I see this as a win because she really put herself out there. She handled it with like just so much grace and maturity. I'm super proud of her, and he showed who he is and is not aligned to her. So my I hope that you hear this and are like really letting it land, because if you do, I think it's going to help you moving forward as you put your heart out there. I want you to have an open heart, but also be a freaking dating ninja. I want you to, proceed with eyes open. Don't have the blinders on. Make sure to ask the right questions. And if you want me in the trenches with you, doors are opening to my 6-month coaching program, and it's amazing. So many freaking amazing success stories and marriages have come from here, and I'm obsessed and I love it. So if you are a woman who wants to try something different, click the link below. You can check out the details of the program. You can also sign up for a call with me or one of my team members, and we will help you see, is this the right fit for you? And right now we're having an amazing early bird, like for my mom, because it's my mom's birthday month. And she's the one that really inspired me to do Crazy Love or Nothing. And so lean in, try something different. And I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, how did this episode resonate with you? Did it help you? Have you been in something similar like this? Have you been ghosted by a douchebag? Have you seen guys just want sex? But do you also see how, oh my gosh, do you still have faith? And you see like it's possible for you that the way you navigate things, you can move things out sooner than later. At the end of the day, by the way, she only had 3 dates with the guy, thank God. I think in a lot of times when you're not navigating with that intention, you keep guys around a lot longer. And so as women are in my program, you are building these skills to discern sooner than later who's aligned and who's not, and you become freaking fearless. Like you are like, I have unwavering faith that God, universe has my person coming, and this is not aligned. My. So I love you all. Remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing. Until next time.
They've underestimated all the secrets you